Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. The southwest monsoons finally saw an onset over Kerala after a modest delay. Joining us today to find out a little bit more about the progress of the southwest monsoons and what we can expect here on, we have with us DS Pai from IMD. So thank you so much for taking time out.
Yeah.
So to begin with, we finally saw the onset of the southwest monsoons from Kerala. This was with a little bit of a delay, a little bit later than was earlier anticipated and forecasted by the IMD. I do want to understand what to expect here on, and should we expect, is there like possibilities of delays going forward as well, or can we expect the monsoons to now gradually move up as it typically does now? What is it looking like?
See, after waiting for almost 3-4 days of to entry into the Kerala, at the end monsoon set over Kerala today. It was a classical monsoon onset with almost entire parts of Kerala receiving good rainfall activity, and the strength of the westerlies were almost 19 to 20 knots, and the depth of the westerlies over Southeast Asia also was up to mid-tropospheric level, and we had a very good clouding over Southeast Arabian Sea. So thus we got a very good widespread rainfall activity over Kerala, and monsoon onset took place. It also covered remaining parts of Comorin Sea, remaining parts of South Arabian Sea, some parts of Central Arabian Sea, entire Lakshadweep area, most parts of Kerala, and some southern parts of Tamil Nadu also, and Gulf of Mannar, and some more parts of Southwest, Central, and Northeast Bay of Bengal. And now we are expecting that within the next 48 hours, conditions are favorable for further advance of southwest monsoon into some more parts of Central Arabian Sea, remaining parts of Kerala, some more parts of Tamil Nadu, some more parts of Karnataka, and some more parts of Southwest, Central, and Northeast Bay of Bengal within the next 48 hours. And simultaneously, it can also cover some parts of northeastern states, mainly because the monsoon has become very active in the Bay of Bengal. So we may see in the next 24 to 48 hour monsoon covering, more parts of Kerala, entire Kerala, and some parts of Karnataka also, South Karnataka, and Northeast India, and also more parts of Bay of Bengal. And also thereafter, it is more likely that we will have a much progress in the northeastern parts and in the western, along the west coast. I think that will be possible only when monsoon will, that low pressure system, the cyclone Biparjoy, that is now currently, lying at the east central Arabian Sea, that becomes weakened. We are expecting that the system, after peaking at around 10th of June, that will start weakening, and as it is moving more north to northwestward, we will have a monsoon also will progress over the west coast, but much further progress will be only when the system will have a landfall or it will become weakened.
Got it. Okay. So something else that I would like to ask you about, like we saw the onset of the monsoons over Kerala happening today finally. Another development was the Australian Meteorological Department confirming El Nino as well in a release yesterday, or I think the day before. So at this juncture, what does the interplay look like? And I want to ask you that because while the IMD has also said that there is probability of an El Nino, it was earlier expected that the impact of that would kick in towards the second half of the southwest monsoon season. Now, considering that the El Nino indeed does seem to have developed, and the fact that the southwest monsoons are a little bit delayed as well, is there a higher risk of the El Nino impacting the southwest monsoons, or is that not the case?
You are correct, actually. As most of the global centers and as IMD also indicated, the sea surface temperatures are increasing over equatorial, central, and east Pacific. They have crossed the threshold value of El Nino conditions also. But then, generally, the warming in the sea will get linked to the circulation, the changes in the atmospheric circulation, what we call a coupling of sea with the ocean, with the atmosphere. Sometimes it takes 1 month to 3 months. So even in spite of it is reaching to the El Nino level, it may take some time before it is reflected in the atmosphere and its impact will be reflected in the Indian monsoon rainfall. As such, as IMD said, there is most possibility that El Nino impact will be more in the second half, maybe in the later part of the July also can have. That depends on how quickly the ocean will get coupled with the atmosphere. At the same time, we also have to add that the rainfall deficiency so far happened was because of the delay of the monsoon. It does not mean that the delay will decide the quantum of rainfall. There is no such a relationship at all. And not only that, we are expecting after middle of the June, there can be more rapid progress over the central India. However, because of this delay, and as the many models were indicating, and as IMD also had forecasted, during the month of June, the rainfall is likely to be below normal. That is less than 92%. And meanwhile, we also have to see that other development, that the possibility of a strong possibility of a positive Indian Ocean dipole over the Indian Ocean, which are likely to favor the stronger monsoon, though the interaction, the association of IOD with the monsoon is not as strong as the impact of El Nino on the monsoon, but it can to some extent reduce the negative impact of the El Nino. That's why you might have seen that IMD has given a forecast of 96%, which is less than 100% normal long period average, but at the same time, it is within the normal limits.
Got it. So as things stand, would it be fair to say that we remain on wait and watch mode to see how all of these conditions play out and the interplay between them, the positive IOD, the El Nino, as well as the onset and development of the southwest monsoons? At this juncture, is there any indication possibly of variability? So, for instance, more than the onset of the monsoons, what appears to matter is uniformity, variability, spread. How are those factors looking at this juncture?
See, one thing that you should understand that not every year is a unique year.
Absolutely.
So it never plays that happened in earlier. Everything will be new. So we can never say that what happened in previous years will repeat. Not any juncture. So not only in the season, within the season also, there can be always variability. So, it's not that in some El Nino year, July might have impacted, some other year, more impact will be on August. So this happens on. And because it is not the only factor, there are other factors like intra-seasonal variability within the monsoon itself. What we call intra-seasonal oscillation in the monsoon, ISO, and similarly the Madden-Julian oscillation, which creates intra-seasonal variations within the monsoon, number of low pressure or depression that form in the Bay of Bengal and that move along the monsoon trough, that is producing a lot of good rainfall generally during monsoon season over the trough region, and interaction of monsoon with westerly disturbance. So these all cannot be this type of intra-seasonal or short, period synoptic system impact cannot be predicted at the seasonal scale. So we have to keep on watch actually and see how things actually plays during the season. The seasonal prediction gives you only a large scale picture of the 4 months, June to September. But at the same time, as I told you, IMD also producing forecast for next 4 weeks. So that gives you much better skill forecast for the next 4 weeks. So that will give idea which week will have a much better rainfall and which will not have a rainfall. Based on that only, I was telling you that we have got much probability of good rainfall activity in the second half of the June month. And within the 1 week itself, which day will have a more rain and which will have a less rain, where will be dry, which region will have a heavy rainfall. So for this, we also run actually short range to medium range forecast for next 10 days, and you will get a day-to-day distribution of rainfall, temperature, and other parameters. So when you take a decision, you will have to take into account all these aspects. Season is just like ready for run, but so ready, set, go, like that we go. Ready, it gives you, seasonal gives you only ready. Set is when you get extended which week, and ultimately the decision go is done based on the day-to-day forecast. In addition to that, sometimes you get extreme rainfall, even thunderstorm activity, lightning, etc., to take into account and give a early warning, generally done in a few hours before, what we call nowcast. So IMD also has developed a very good nowcasting system based on which we give you the forecast for next 3 hours in which are the region, if there is a extreme rainfall is possible, lightning is possible, thunderstorm. So everybody has to take into account all this forecast while taking a final decision.
Absolutely. So one last question. So typically, I believe, assuming the onset of the monsoon is normal on June 1st, it covers the entire country by about the middle of July. So this time, considering that we have seen a slightly delayed onset, we can expect future trends to also be pushed back a little. Also, any impact on sowing, is that likely at all? I believe sowing does start towards the end of June. So considering the current schedule, is it correct to say that sowing schedules are unlikely to see any considerable significant change?
See, first of all, you should understand that the monsoon covering entire country, the 15th of July, that was earlier old normal.
Okay.
Now, recent 30 to 40 days, it is 7th July.
Okay.
That means, okay, so we have only in 2021, we have modified our normal. So accordingly, Kerala, it reaches around 1st June. But Maharashtra, almost 2 to 3 days, it get delayed. In Central India, almost 1 week. And, slowly, almost 1 week, it covers more, more further. But when it will come to Northwest India, generally nowadays it has become very rapid, and within 1 week actually monsoon covers. Okay, and as per our old agriculture system, I understand that almost in the middle of July we have got a window for sowing, and since our extended range prediction is also showing that in the second half of the June there is a much possibility of rapid progress of the monsoon, we can expect some good rainfall activity. However, before going for sowing, you have to take advice of local agriculture department, which takes input from IMD rainfall and other forecasts, and based on local conditions, local soil conditions, and other crop, etc., they produce advisories or warnings to the farmers. And these are all being arrangement are being also done nationally to provide this to various through various agencies or various methods of dissemination like SMS or KVK or through local offices, agriculture offices, etc. These generally this information reaches up to the farmers. So they have to take care of these advisories and ensure that they are being strictly followed.
Got it. All right. Thank you so much, sir, for taking time out. We'll continue to stay in
Thank
touch to monitor the progress of the southwest monsoons. Stay tuned to
Thank
BQ
you.
Prime.